Hello.
Hi, Rowena.
Hello, Wilma. Yeah. Who is our hello everyone. Good afternoon in Texas, in the US, and good evening still in the Philippines. Let me see if we can April, do you think you can put both me and Wilma in the screen on the screen so we have a nice interaction? I'm not sure who's our technical support for right now. Let's see. All right. Um, maybe we're having, let me see if I can fix this, Wilma, okay? If I can't, then you're going to be the star. Hello, everyone. Let's just get started anyway. Actually, both Wilma and I are going to be on this discussion, and we are going to be talking about. It's going to be a storytelling of sorts. This is going to be about our adventures and our beginnings and how we have worked through our entrepreneurial the use of another word, adventure again. So let me get started. I am sort of a serial entrepreneur, and it started in the Philippines with one project, and then when I went to the U.S., I found an opportunity to manage instead of being hired. I negotiated so that instead of being a manager, that I would be support. I will provide the outsourced support for healthcare business, and that's how it all started in the U.S. I started with providing labor, staffing for a series of for healthcare facilities, and then after that, I sold that business and I started with jewelry. I designed jewelry, both retail and then online, and then later on in the education, wherein I provided tests thing for in a test center. I own the test center, which I have just sold a few months ago. And let me introduce Wilma. Wilma is, in my opinion, the most successful Filipina entrepreneur in North Texas. She now has two agencies for farmers, and she has arguably, and she's so humble, she will probably not admit it, but she has the biggest client base of a farmer's insurance in North Texas, in the Dallas and North Texas area. So actually, I'm here to interview Wilma more than anything else. So it's a good thing we're focusing on Wilma so we can ask her questions. So Wilma, would you like to say anything more in addition to my introduction to you?
Oh, thank you for inviting me. I'm so humbled. Like I'm shy. I'm nervous, so bear with me. So yeah, we own two agencies. We are like 9, 10 in our agency. So we've been in our business for 21 years. And we just actually purchased another agency, two agencies in Sherman, Texas. So we're growing. So we're very happy.
How did you get started, Wilma?
Um, I came here. I came here back in 1995 as a registered nurse, and in 2001, I wanted my husband to quit his job because his job he comes home late. I'm so worried, and I asked him, "What do you want to do?" He said he wanted to be an insurance agent, and I researched on it and researched on it. He said he tried to get into farmers, but they require so much. So I helped him started it and we did it together. We took a lot of exams, a lot of securities, all those exams. And, we took the risk. We have to make a loan because you have to put up your office. It was scary because, like, how are you going to pay your staff? How are you going to pay your lease? Like all those, you're going to have to buy a lot of leads. So it was a scary move for us, quitting job. But I did not quit my job. I stayed as a nurse on weekends. So I did this weekender nurse. And Monday to Friday, I helped my husband in his business. He can't afford to hire more staff. So I was working like 7 days a week for 5 years. So yeah, so it wasn't easy. It was a lot of hard work, goal, perseverance. Yeah.
So you started out by helping your husband, wanting to help him, and then you grew from there. Now, it seems unplanned, but did you have any kind of plan as you went along? Did you have some kind of business plan? Did you have goals?
Yeah, when you make a loan, so you have to make a loan, you have to create a business plan. So you have to sell, why are we going to lend you money? So, you have to set your goal, who's your market, who's your target market, where are you going to put your retail office? So all those things, then you present it to the bank. I had a coach to help me do our business plans. And then, they release the loan. So basically the loan is your capital, just in case, because the first 2 years is going to be tough. There's not a lot of clients yet. So that money will pay for whatever the overhead is. And then you make a goal and you look at your goals every day. We bought a lot of leads. Leads are very expensive online. Mostly your family, your friends don't really, don't trust you yet. It's hard to get your family, your friends first. So we go buy leads and it's not cheap, but we really did a lot of calling. And then we started hiring Spanish speaking. We grew from there. Those Spanish speaking, like, it helped our business a lot.
Okay, so in other words, when you did your planning, you were focused on your planning because you had to make loans for your business. And in so doing, you were able to outline your objectives, your goals, your target market. And then from there, you were able to manage the business aligned with those objectives. For instance, you wanted to go to the Hispanic, you wanted to go after the Hispanic business. So you hired Hispanic workers.
Correct.
Okay. And I understand you also hired a Vietnamese.
I hired a Vietnamese too. Yeah, during that time, the Filipino community is still small. You're not gonna survive with the Filipino community. So you really have to go in a different market too. I hired all the races in our office, and that helped us grow.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many staff do you have right now?
I have 9.
You have 9. Okay. And how many clients do you have?
We're about 6,000.
So you have 6,000 in clients.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just in the Dallas area, or both Dallas and Sherman?
That's combined. Yeah. Now, usually the average insurance agency, even you've been like 20 years, about 1,500, 2,000. So in our district, in DFW district, about 100 agents of our district. We're the biggest agency in our district. So they love us.
They do love you. 6,000 people love you. Stay in the business.
But it's a lot of hard work involved. A lot of
What is it about entrepreneurship that you like the most?
I think it's the freedom. It's unlimited. I love the unlimited. Like, it's up to you. If you're lazy this day, then the result of your folio, you'll see it. But if you are hardworking, you enjoy it. I love what I do. I meet people. I love being in the events, community. I really found my passion, and this is my passion. This is what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life. Like I love like motivating my staff. I'm actually training those other agents now to that starting. So actually, one of the agent that I started, he's head of the state now, and every time he sees me, like I owe you, like I will not be here because of you. So I love that I'm able to mentor new agents to be successful too, especially the women agents, because I noticed like a lot of our events, our conventions are predominantly white male. So I always question that in my mind. Like I am there. I wanted to bring more women in those conventions, like $1 Million Round Table, predominantly male. So one lady approached me in that convention and told me, I am so glad to see you. I'm so glad we should bring more women here because look around, it's just us, it's women here. So that's my goal, is to bring more colleagues to bring to those convention. And as a woman, we can do that.
And you're doing so much better than the average white male, I think, from what I've heard.
Yeah, like they always ask me, how are you doing it? How are you doing it? It's a lot of work. And I think they see you, like your heart, if you are sincere to them. And that's just, it just gonna keep coming and coming. It's a lot of referrals.
Yeah, I agree with you. As an entrepreneur, the one that I like most is the ability to dictate what you want to achieve. Now, a lot of people feel that the success of an entrepreneur is predominantly financial growth. You reach a certain level, $1 million table, or several offices. And that is success for sure. And that is commendable. But success is determined by what your objective is. For a lot of people wanting to start business, for women, sometimes the objective is to be able to help their families, to be able to get that extra money for tuition. So they want to start a home based business. If that's your goal and you achieve it, then you're a success. So, it really depends on what you want to achieve. Don't you agree?
Yes. My heart is full because I see my staff. Our staff's been with me for 20 years, 16 years. I hired them when they were only 20 years old, 21 years old. I teach them how to close. And they're so good now. Like, it's not me who's selling all this. It's really our staff. I share them what I make. I give them profit bonus. If I make the bonus, I shared it to our staff. So they've been with me and they help me so much. They care about my business. Most of my staff are women, and I teach them the product, how to close, how to modulate your voice or in the phone. Because I remember when I started, I was so scared, like English, they might not understand me, my accent. I was able to get over it. Like, oh my gosh, I didn't know I'm so good in this one. So I shared to my staff, like sometimes their voice is like a kid. We need to modulate your voice. You need to avoid saying this, this, this. So, and I see how they're growing and they're selling. So I'm so happy to see them like that.
That's wonderful. And I know you're also involved with the community. Even before you joined the chamber as a board member, Wilma is a board member for our Dallas Fort Worth region. I have seen her in so many events helping out and sponsoring. Tell us how that incorporates into your business objectives and in your personal life.
Yeah, I growing up, even back home in the Philippines, I'm very involved in our community. I'm involved. I grew up in Baclaran, so I sing in all those events in the church since I was a kid. So coming to America, being a nurse, like I go to work, go home, go to work, go home. I'm missing something in my life. I like a community. I like being involved in our community. I feel like I belong to something. Like, I'm always looking forward, especially owning a business now. This is so important for me. Marketing is so important. Consistency is so important. I don't even sell when I go there. I just go there and meeting people, but consistent all the time. And eventually it just keep coming and coming. I just get a lot of referrals, and I wanted to grow more, because if I go more, I can give more. So when I do good, I share it. I share it to my community, to my staff. So yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Sometimes people forget, especially in the marketing and sales sphere in business, people forget that it's about building relationships. When you go networking, it's not about instant gratification. You don't go there, give your business card, and expect that person to call you and give you their business. You win them over. And how many times do you have to, the word is touch, is what I heard. How many times do you think you have to touch a prospect before it turns into business, in your opinion?
Honestly, it's when you go there, I get a lot of questions when we do mixers from other, let's say, realtor or other agents. What do you really get coming to all this networking? I feel like I'm really not getting anything. I told them, just keep coming, be consistent. You're gonna have to sell yourself. They have to, it's up to you. How are you gonna? So you have to build trust first. It's not like one time, two time. They have to see you, how sincere you are. You have to earn their trust. So trust is so important. But how you're gonna do that? You have to keep coming consistently and show your face.
And they have to believe in you. They have to start
They
trusting.
have to believe you. They have to trust you, and they see you. They see you, like how you deal with other people, how sincere you are. And it's just going to keep coming. A lot of referrals.
Okay, at this point, I'm going to go on gallery view. Okay, I want to see everyone in this room. Okay, if you have any questions, feel free to ask the questions. I'm just going to go, this is a conversational, laid back session. So I'm just going to go ahead and ask Wilma questions within my thoughts. But feel free to ask questions. We are a resource for you right now, and we are happy to share whatever we have. There is one thing I'd like to ask you, Wilma. Um, if you look back in your journey, in yours as a small business owner, what do you think is the biggest mistake that you made that might, if you share it, if you'd like to share it, mistakes are hard to share, so that anyone who's going into the process of starting a business would learn from it?
I think like having from the start, like having fears that they might not understand me. Like, will I understand them or they will not understand me? It took me a while to get over that, but I'm so glad my husband always like pushing me, you're doing so well. So I guess where I grew up, like, you're just always in the kitchen, you're not enough, like that. But my husband like helped me to get over that, like, oh my gosh, you're so good, you just don't know that. And then everyone around me believed in me. So I think from the beginning I doubted myself, and sometimes I still do. Sometimes I think I still do, and I need to get over that. Yeah, but
So
I'm so much better now.
okay. So if you had more faith in yourself from the beginning, okay.
Yes, yes.
All right. Um, I have, if I look back on my own journey, um, in one of my businesses, the biggest mistake, because I've had several and some have been spectacular successes and some have not. Okay. If I look back, one of the biggest mistakes I made was, and I still shoot myself, Business 101, do not rely on one customer one customer to dominate your business. And I made that major mistake. It was such a profitable relationship. I became comfortable. And then when that person decided that they were going to pull out,
Oh,
that almost that was very difficult for me. I mean, it almost killed my business. So I had to rise again from the ashes. I think we lost our speaker. She hopefully she'll come back. Anyway, let me start as a speaker view. Oh, hello, Dr. Elaine. How are you? Okay, let's go back to gallery. Okay. I would like to ask anyone here, do you have any question about entrepreneurship? Is there anything that you'd like to learn? Yoli, you're practically a small business owner yourself in the profession. You're a realtor.
Yes, ma'am.
What can you share about your experience as a small business owner?
Actually, I love doing real estate. I love to serve the community, as you all know. By being a realtor, in that way, I'm serving the community by helping people own their own homes. Home ownership is my target for everyone. That's why I encourage those who are renting to buy their own homes for so many benefits. And also I have this servant leadership mentality that I apply in serving the community with my business.
That is very good. So I remember one of the speakers in the panel earlier, the entrepreneur panel on coaching. She talked about having your own mission and living through it and making sure you consistently follow it and make sure it's aligned with whatever you do is aligned with your mission. Do you think that's pertinent to what you're doing?
Yes, I guess so. I'm helping volunteerism with the community is in line with my business, I guess. I'm helping people own their own homes. So in that way, I can help everyone with their...
And in the process, you're growing your own business.
Yes.
Oh, Dr. Jeannie. Do you have your own practice, Dr. Jeannie?
I do.
You do, okay. So that's a business.
It is a business.
So why don't you tell us about your business? I'm pulling you in as a speaker right now.
Sure. Well, it was interesting. We moved here to Texas in 2020, and for some, that might have been the most inopportune time to start a new business. So my previous practice in the Bay Area, at the time, thriving, it was comfortable. It was one of those things where the move and the desire to do something different because of our family's health, my mother-in-law, again, deciding to take her in and take care of her. So we had to make a move that at that point, here I am in this thriving practice, now having to let that go and now leaping into the unknown of, oh my gosh, I have to start all over again. And so when we look at, just the logistical parts of starting a business in itself can definitely be overwhelming. Absolutely. But then you also throw in the other aspects, as Wilma had previously said, this sense of not having faith in herself or her ability to be able to do something. Then you also throw in all the other parts and pieces of marketing and, basically putting up the sign and saying, here I am, I'm open. There are so many aspects that we can all get lost in. And, what's interesting is that when you have an organization like the PACC, right? What's brilliant about this is that now you're not just putting up your sign in this hope of like, I'm doing this all alone. As I've been watching this whole morning, and by the way, I've been so moved, had to turn my screen off just a couple times because I was crying just about just how moved I am. And that's just kind of my nature. Again, most likely the Philippine in me. But the fact that here we are as an entrepreneur, I want you to know that there are so many of us who may be doing that, but you're not alone. And so remembering that is such a key component, because it may seem like you are running your own business, doing your own thing, and yet this one thread of this desire to be able to create a business and bring your gifts to the world, there's so many other people who are doing that at the same time, that it's important, again, to remember you're not doing this alone. And again, with an organization like the PACC of Texas, or whatever region it is that you're in, now you have an entire network of people to be able to lean on. And again, to affirm, this is not just a journey alone. This is something that's going to be able to help you as a community bring more of what it is that you want out into the world.
Oh, that's wonderful. That is true. That is so true. We do have a tribe.
Yes.
The tribe is there for us. But the other thing we have to remember is also we build that tribe. We build it with long-term relationships. We give and we take, and then we give again. So that's how we hold on to each other, and that's how we help each other, adjusting each other's crown, so to speak, right?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you. Okay, now we have a nice discussion right here. Okay, Wilma's back. Is Wilma here? We lost her because of technical difficulties. I think she had a computer glitch or something. Wilma, just unmute yourself and show yourself once you're ready. I hope. Oh, there you go.
Sorry.
Welcome back, Miss Wilma.
Thank you.
In the process, I interviewed Yoli and Dr. Jeannie, and we talked about some of, Yoli shared that it's a mission for her, the business of being a realtor, being able to build the trust, to be able to share, and what it means like to help someone find their homes. And Dr. Jeannie talked about the power of the tribe, that we are not alone. In the journey, when you think you're all alone and struggling, you really are not. And we really have to help each other. So let me see. Let me put you back as speaker. Okay. Is there anything else in your experience that you think would help us here, whether you're starting a business or whether you are thinking to start a business?
I think just keep trying, take the risk, because I think the hardest part is just starting. When you start, like, can I do this? How am I going to quit my job? For me, when I started, I just have to try it. If I fail, I mean, you have to do your goal, though. You have to do your business plan and keep looking at the business plan. Honestly, every year I still look at my business plan. I look back and I wanted to beat my goal from last year and the next year and the next year. So just take that risk. You don't know what's in for you.
So yeah, just competing. Your competition is yourself. Yeah, just getting better. Now let me ask this. I will throw this question to Wilma, to Jeannie, and to Yoli. Do you think there is a profile for the entrepreneur? What do you think is the most important characteristic you have as an entrepreneur? Let's start with Wilma.
I think anything you do, whatever you sell, is the sincerity, knowing your product. People can see that what you're doing for people is what they need. You know, they see it, they feel it, and it just be truthful and sincere, and mostly, of course, knowing what you're selling, what your product. I think that's how I feel like people keep referring me and just keep rolling.
Okay. What about you, Dr. Jeannie? What's the most important characteristic you think an entrepreneur should have?
I mean, there's so many. And in this moment, I would say your authenticity. Your authenticity is so important because that pulls together your drive, your story, your why. When you bring that to whatever product or service it is that you are, bringing to the community or to humanity, that's what people connect to. And so by having a connection to that can set you apart from so many other people that may not be as connected or may not have that sense of, as Wilma said, the sense of honesty or connection. People can see through that so easily. So if you have that, you are more likely to be able to attract the people that you want to serve and to work with, and then that will show through 100%.
Very nice. What about you, Yoli? If you are in business, what is the most important trait you think you should have?
I think it's the trust that you impart to your clients and the sincerity. You have to be credible with them. Actually, one of my clients now, she found me on Google. She was just looking at my picture, and she said, "Oh," because she was looking for a Filipino realtor. And when she looked at my bio and picture, she said, "I can't trust this woman." So she called me. She's now my from renting to buying. She's in my sphere of influence already. Most of my clients are friends and friends of friends. So it spreads through by word of mouth. It's
Very
the
good.
sincerity, I think, and the trust that they place in you.
Yeah, yeah. I think also for me, when I look at entrepreneurs, if you're starting, you must have, I think we're a little crazy, small business owners, to embark on something that will, you wake up in the middle of the night and you worry about something. I'm not meeting my goals. I probably can't pay my staff. I probably can't feed the family. Got to be strong. And when we talk about being free, it's the freedom to decide what you want to do in relation to your goals. But I think the other thing is the ability to the ability to make mistakes and to rise from it. Because mind you, you will make mistakes because we are an adventurous lot. So, like Dr. Jeannie said, she moved on from a very profitable practice to something totally new. So that's a little scary. For Wilma, the stability of nursing, working as a nurse, to start something with her husband, and then to, to invest a lot to start another business in Sherman when she's very comfortable in Dallas. For Yoli to be able to start, every day is something new. Is there enough houses right there to sell and to buy? So every day is an adventure. For me, I've had businesses that have thrived and have not. And sometimes I just want to shoot myself, and sometimes I congratulate myself. And you have your ups and your downs. But through it all, you've got to be strong. You have to be able to persevere. I decide that, after a while, you reevaluate and think maybe I need a security for job for now. But to be able to, I bring in that word honesty and authenticity. So you project that with others, but also within yourself. What is it that I would like to achieve? I'm a small business owner. What is it that I would like, and how do I get it? In all honesty, we can present a very nice an image to the public, but we have to be authentic within ourselves as well. Don't you agree? Okay. So I don't. Is there any other question that anybody would like to ask our wonderful panel? We now have a panel right here. Isn't that amazing? I hope I would call, but their speakers are off. Eleanor Tugade, I hope you're here. All right. Well, I guess she's not. Well, this sessions are being recorded. I know we have been pre-assigned because it was a little difficult for people to just go from room to room. We sort of did not prepare for that, to be perfectly honest. It didn't work out when we did that. But we are recording everything, and we are going to put it all on YouTube. So there's a wonderful sessions happening together with this one, and I would encourage you to go and watch it. So, and it will help you as an entrepreneur also to learn copyrights. That is one of the mistakes. Wei Wei Jiang is talking about trademarks and copyrights right now. Let me tell you about one of the mistakes I made as an entrepreneur. The first one was when I started my staffing business, PEO. Actually, it's not staffing. What I did was I had fully employed, fully benefit employees with full benefits, and I sort of lease, quote unquote, lease them to doctors' offices and healthcare facilities, sleep labs. So When I started, I was from the Philippines. I started this business. I did not realize the word manpower was copyrighted. So here I was, I had it in my name, logistical and manpower, whatever. Oh my God, I got this thick lawsuit from the company. It's fortunate that I just started, so there was not such a big loss. So I had to go back and change that name because I didn't want to, yeah, get in trouble with that. No. But the funny thing is, the state of Texas licensed me, but still, I needed to know more. The other thing was when I had a jewelry business and I was selling online, and I had this wonderful website which had a blog. At that time, blogs were the thing. And we were ranking so well on Google. And I was so excited. We were putting in, I had a staff, creative staff I had in the Philippines, and I had them here. And one staff I had who was here, she put together this fashion, this whole graphic. It was beautiful, a fashion with the jewelry that I sold. Okay, so she had that back to back. And she bought some of the graphics online on a stock. She bought it as stock art. And she paid for it personally. And then she billed me, which was, I thought it was fine. So we did that. We published it. 2 years down the road, 3 years down the road, when she was gone, she was all over in New York doing successful. She was a student at that time when I hired her. I was approached by the company that purchased, the company that sold the stock art. And they wanted me to prove that I bought it, or they were going to hit me with thousands because my blog was big. So they thought they could get big. So I couldn't prove it because I didn't have the receipt. I couldn't show it. And even if I contacted that lady, the young lady who did the art for me, I don't think she'd have it. So fortunately, at that time, I was already into retail. But it was heartbreaking for me to shut down my whole blog because I could not afford the thousands, hundreds of thousands that they wanted from me if I proceeded with one simple artwork. So that's one topic that's being discussed right now, and you might want to find it later on. Wei Wei Zhang is an expert on that one. The other one is Laura Tamayo. This is all, us being an entrepreneur, these are all the resources that are available to us. And she's right now talking about multiculturalism. So you may not know it, but certain generations don't even want to look at email. You can email to your heart's content. They're not going to read it. We can complain that they're irresponsible and all that, but that's who they are. And yet there are some, or if some don't like the hierarchy. So if you'll be surprised to hire someone who doesn't copy, who doesn't CC the boss, that's because they probably don't realize that there's an hierarchy. They just go on. They want a flat line. For certain, we like the comfort of hierarchy for my generation, but for some they don't. So we are all different. So I encourage you to look at all that. Okay, how are we doing with time, Yoli?
We have 1 minute to go, actually.
Oh, 1 minute. Okay.
We're right on time. We're right on time. Yeah. We'll have the raffles next and then the health panel.
Well, thank you so much, Wilma. Thank you, Dr. Jeannie.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you, everyone. I encourage you to see the other sessions as well. And thank you for joining me and Wilma here. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone. See you in the main room.
Thank you.
See you for the panel, Dr. Jeannie.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Did you enjoy the breakout rooms, the breakout sessions?
Yes. Very interesting and very helpful.
Thank you. That's good. Also, I would like to let you know that all these are being recorded. So the sessions that you missed, please catch them. We will give you, everyone who's been here, we have your email addresses. We will send you a link to the YouTube recordings. We will be uploading the recordings on YouTube. I hope you watch them. For those that you didn't see, we have amazing resources. And we also have the ones from last year as well. Last year's been uploaded as well. So we have all these wonderful resources for you, whether you're in your professions or you're in business. So we encourage you to do that. Hello, Miss Ellen S. The
Good
beautiful,
morning. Thank you. Good morning.
beautiful.
I'm just so happy because I found out I could work with attorney Eileen Dizon on the estate planning, and there are a lot of financial professionals here who could maybe benefit the Nibensia Up Close and Personal Workshop, which we're going to do in Houston in March for the Power Up. So
Oh,
the lot of
absolutely.
resources that we can collaborate with.
Yeah. Actually, while we're waiting, why don't you
Mm.
talk about Houston, Miss Ellen? What's
Oh
happening?
yeah, we have a Power Up convention that will be in Houston, and we are very thankful for PACC Texas for gracious enough to accept our offer to host it, and thank you. So you would be seeing videos and invitation because COFAC, the 36 Chamber Alliance for the whole United States, all Filipino American Chambers of Commerce will converge in Houston, and we invite you. And the theme is Power Up, for the Filipinos, and we're launching MIMAM, make it happen, make us matter for Filipinos, because we have been we're called the invisible minority or silent minority, to which we don't deserve that because data and statistics point out that Filipinos really contribute a lot to the American community landscape, but we're not getting enough resources and support because you know what? We easily assimilate. We become, it's okay. We're nice. But right now we have to claim that part. So me, mom will be the battle cry, and we hope that for our friends and your membership in Texas will be there to support. We have invitation saying all roads lead to Texas, all roads lead to Houston. So we're very much happy to go there. And I will be doing my dementia up close and personal workshop there. And again, as I said, I'm just so happy attending this. I have a lot of people who I could collaborate with for the dementia up close and personal. You will be seeing our ads with you, an invitation, and hope to see you there in June, in May 31 to June 2 at the Houston Marriott. Thank you.
It's going to be amazing. We're looking forward to it.
I would be very interested to attend that because I'm a caregiver, and that will be a big help.
Yes, ma'am. The topic actually will be for the dementia up close and personal. It's running your business while raising your parents. So
Yes.
that will be the
Yeah.
topic, and it will discuss a lot of things about the sandwich generation's struggles. At the same time, how do you run your business or your career while you have an aging parent, or how do you take care of a loved one that has dementia? Language is a how do you call this, big factor, and the approach. So it's a life-changing workshop. I always say I will bet with my head chopped off. So hopefully you can join us there and bring your families, even your children, so they would understand how dementia works and how to prepare for it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
What we're going to do is we're also going to send you updates for the, since you've asked for this group, we will send you information about COFAC. I hope you can join us.
Please do. Thank you.
Thank you, love. I like your name, love. Where are you, love? Where are you right now?
Yeah, she's in San Antonio, actually. She's
Oh.
a very good friend
Okay.
I'll give you the information for the registration, love, after this.
Thank you, Sayoli. Thank you
Okay,
so
you're
much.
welcome. Mhm. Thank you for attending too.